Hey guys, what's going on? This is the second video I'm doing on this. I'm just replacing all the gaskets in the oil filter housing, along with replacing the belt and all the pulleys, fixing some oil leaks. I'm also going to be installing a few aftermarket parts while I'm in there. I'm going to pull the bumper off and get it painted because it's chipping and peeling. If you watched the first video, I already pulled off the intake manifold, did a walnut blast job. I'm just gonna leave it off to do this because you have to get at some of the bolts here anyway. So I already have the engine drained of oil. I'm gonna pull the bumper off, remove the intercooler, and then drain the coolant. I'm gonna start out with removing my license plate. Take all of these T30 screws. And there'll be some up in the fender. 8mm screws on each side. Just gonna fold this wheel liner outwards. One. That comes out. All 8mm. Well, there we go. I'm actually missing one of the two screws. No, and it just pops right off. I didn't have to take any of the bottom bolts out that would hold the whole skid plate on because I've had that off for a while. Here, one clip. Here. Alright, now that I have the bumper off, I have to remove the intercooler to be able to get to the drain plugs for the radiator. I'm going to actually get the fan and everything out first. So I'm going to remove this intake piece. There we go. Get the plug out. Just put this over here for now. Just gonna unplug all of this. Put that over there. Look at all this oil. Well, it's looking like I'm also gonna have to replace the valve cover gasket. I didn't think it was this bad, but it doesn't really look like it's all coming from the oil filter housing, which I thought it was, but it's gonna be a bit bigger of a job. Well, I'll start by doing the oil filter housing and stuff anyway, and I'm gonna have to wait on a gasket for that. To get the intercooler out, I'm just gonna pop off the rest of this. Alright, got the intercooler out. I can get to this drain bolt on the radiator to drain the coolant. All right, now that I got the valve out, I'm going to go activate the water pump. Just gonna put the key in, tap the ignition, make sure everything is on high. And now I'm just gonna hold the pedal down for about 10 seconds. Yep, there it goes. Here comes all the coolant. Forgot to mention to take the cap off your coolant bottle and it'll drain a lot faster. Pump kind of turns on and off. Just do it until it's empty. Alright, now I'm going to remove the radiator. I'm going to remove the top hose. I'm going to pull that clip off. Bottom hose is over here. Another clip on it. I want to be careful so you don't break the radiator. Oh no. Well, that broke off. This. Yep. Put that out of the way. There we go. Wow. That did not want to come off. Don't want anything going down these holes. I'm gonna pop off this connector. So pop that out. Now I gotta remove this coolant line. They usually break when you take them out, so. Oh, I think that actually kind of survived. That's surprising. Put this up out of the way. Remove these. There's two of them. It's on the one intake pipe. There we go. Pull this up out of the way. Alright, now that I'm down at the pulleys, I can start taking the belt off. So the top here is the tensioner. There we go. Just pull the whole belt off. Don't need that anymore. Well, it looks like I can easily take off the power steering pulley down here at the bottom. It's like tapping around to loosen it up. There it goes. Look at that. It's completely broken. It's a common issue on these. There you go. Torque's been in there. It's definitely pretty worn out. Pop all these caps off. Almost got everything out. We just got to get the bottom one out. Just got 6 bolts in the middle. There, all 6 bolts out. Now will it come off? Yep. Whoa, that's heavy. Looks like the crank seal's still good. I'll come back tomorrow, put it on the ground. I'm gonna roll it outside and pressure wash all this. All right, I got the car outside. I'm gonna pressure wash it now. Got it all covered with duct tape and all the ports. I have bags on them so no water gets in anything. Well, I got the car back in here after washing the motor. I didn't spend too much time on it, but some degreaser and a pressure washer goes a long way. So now I'm gonna start putting the new pulleys on and getting this thing back together. I'm gonna start by installing this VTT crank seal guard along with this non-stop tuning crank pulley and the VTT bolt capture. I'm gonna start by removing these 2 bolts, one here and one here. This just goes on there like that. I do not have the right tool to torque these, so I'm just gonna kind of guess. That feels good. There. Put the crank pulley on. Unfortunately, doesn't line up, so I'm gonna have to get the bolt torqued. I don't have the right tools to lock the timing, so I'm gonna leave that off for now. So I'm gonna use the stock bolts. This one's pretty easy, just kind of goes on. Alright, I just kind of slid a screwdriver in here to stop it from spinning. One. Put on the bottom pulley. I'm going to put on the new top pulley. Torque the pulleys to 30 foot-pounds. Alright, got the new belt tensioner. Just gonna put it there. So I've decided just to put this on without the bolt capture for now. Just gonna use the stock bolts. Just gonna torque the pulley bolts to 18 foot-pounds. Alright, I got a belt diagram here. Goes out, up, around, over, onto the alternator. There we go. There. Alright, the belt is tensioned. Get this out now. Here's that piece. Here's the new aluminum piece to replace the plastic. Just gonna kind of clean this tip. Goes right in there. Alright, that's probably not how people normally put those fittings in, but whatever works. Perfect. I'm gonna tighten these up. Put the hose on with the new clamp. There we go. Alright, I got the oil filter housing cleaned up. I'm gonna open this up, put in this new gasket, and this other new gasket is for the bottom. Just put the new gasket in. Put this on. The new gasket on the bottom. Just make sure all your surfaces are pretty clean. Just gonna put this in place. Can't really torque this bottom bolt, so gonna kind of do it similar. Tight is tight. I'm gonna put the oil filter in with a new cap. Here's a new Burger Motorsports oil filter cap. Gonna have to reuse this piece. Just pops out. And the oil filter kit gives you a new copper washer for the drain plug and the new O-ring for this piece. The new O-ring on, there we go. I'm gonna pop this piece into the new cap. Oil filter. There we go. I also need to install this new O-ring. I'm just gonna screw this in here lightly for now. So next I'm gonna be installing this Rev9 Oil Cooler. It's about twice the size as the stock cooler. It's 25 row, I believe. Comes with all these new braided lines, some fittings, and this big shield that bolts into the wheel well. That Rev9 cooler is going to be replacing all these lines that bolt directly to the oil filter housing. Here's the stock oil cooler. I'm going to have to remove the wheel and it's part of the fender liner. I've already removed 4 of the bolts in the wheel. Just got to remove the last one with the special Mishimoto tool. I'm just going to remove the top section of the hoses. It's a 13 mil down here. Whoa. Bunch of oil. So to remove this section of wheel liner, some 8 mil bolts. Looks like a 10 mil here. I'm going to have to transfer over all these rubber bushings. Put them in here. So for some reason there's these safety locked Torx screws on the top of this one. So I'm just going to use like vice grips to get those out. So the original screws don't work. I had to find just 2 random screws that will match this thread. Okay. Stock brackets on. So next, I'm just going to pull off these. Got to install these fittings. Use a little bit of silicone lube on the O-ring. I'm just going to leave that over here for now. I'll go install this. So I'm just going to put this in the stock location. Should go right on. Just going to put the new oil cooler inside of here. That's kind of how it's going to work. So this top one, I'm going to be using the 90. So go back here and then up to the motor. And the bottom one is just going to kind of come up and go through here. So we got this block. It's going to go right onto here. Just need to put, it doesn't come with O-rings, so make sure you buy some new BMW O-rings for that. Tighten this up. Alright, so I just went ahead and cut the upper hose. It's a bit too long. Just used the grinder. Worked pretty good. Well, I think that's about the best way these lines are going to get routed. I think there'll be enough clearance for the intercooler here. That'll fit right between the boost bottle bracket. Fan should fit pretty good. It'll be tight, but I'm gonna cut the wheel liner out to fit this opening properly, and then maybe I'll start getting the intercooler and the radiator and all that back in. Alright, so I just got to kind of reshape this section to make some more room for the top hose. So I'm just going to try to use the heat gun, see if I can push it in. There. Should be enough room. Forgot to mention, I used some of this adhesive foam pipe insulation wrap to just go on the bottom here and the top, just to hold this in place. One. I gotta change this top one. So the fan wouldn't really fit, so I had to put a bit of a bend in this fitting so it'll go underneath. Then I also cut out the top of the fan here just to give it a bit more clearance. Next I'm going to be doing the valve cover gasket. So I got to take this whole black piece off, remove the fuel rails. I'm going to pull the coils out and move all this wiring and then replace the gasket. Let's go.